Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome again to It's Good Enough to Eat. I'm Warren, he, him. Husband over there, you might hear yelling every once in a while, is Mark, also he, him. Um, before I forget, let's turn on the oven. Let's also check the oven to make sure Mark's not proofing bread. He is not, so we are good to go. Cool. That's just on 350 because we're going to be baking some cookies today. And then while those cookies are baking, I'm also going to throw on some curd. Hi, Teo. So real simple and easy today. Got all my ingredients. You might have seen the post earlier. So I wanted to make curd because curd is very tasty and delicious. Um, oh, hi, Emil. Yay. Cool. Um, so curd takes a bunch of egg yolks, and so then you need to do something with the whites of the eggs. And I didn't want to make meringue like you saw on Instagram last weekend, because that takes the mixer a long time, slowly beating sugar into egg whites, and so it's very loud, and I have cheap mic, so not the greatest thing for streaming. So I was looking through other recipes and trying to find something else to use my egg whites, and there is a local bakery in Sacramento that does really lovely chewy cookies that are called, I don't know what they're actually called, just call them chocolate chewy cookies. Creative, right? I know. So I'm going to do something like those because that just uses the egg whites. Something about the texture, gets it nice and chewy and delicious. So, cool. I'm going to start my cookies now. I have already measured out some powdered sugar and cocoa powder, and then I remembered I was doing a double recipe. So here's the rest of my cocoa powder. Just gonna tip that right in. I told Mark not to swear, but he's gonna yell. He's playing some Rocket League over there, so if you hear anything yelled out in the background, do not worry. He has just missed a shot. I'm just gonna whisk those together. There's also a bit of salt in here, and I realize I probably have not gotten a big enough bowl for this. I'm gonna make my life easier right now and get a bigger bowl. I was chilly, so I have the Gina Linetti hoodie on. Right? Time for Gina's opinion. Chelsea Peretti played Gina Peretti. Chelsea Peretti played Gina Linetti on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Hilarious. And so I bought this hoodie because I needed a new hoodie. Yeah, that's going to be easier. I'm not going to spill a bunch of stuff everywhere. But I know y'all liked my shorts last weekend, so I couldn't disappoint and put on some shorty shorts for y'all. What are you doing? Yeah, see? I told him to not yell, but it's not going to happen. I did not leave myself any room to do anything over here. Anyway, cool. Uh, so, my eggs. You'll see a lot of people doing crazy stuff to separate their eggs, like using a water bottle to suck it out, or going back and forth between the the shells to get their egg yolk separated. I'm not going to mess around with that. Wash my hands. Hands are clean. Make sure they're real clean. I'm just going to crack my whole egg in there. Easy peasy. Making sure I don't mess up the egg yolk. And then you can just reach in, grab the yolk with your fingers. No special tools, no messing about. You're not getting it on the outside of the egg where the egg might be dirty. Don't gotta worry about any of that. Do the same thing with the second one. Drop the whole egg right in. Because I'm not messing about, I'm not going real careful. I'm not getting any egg shards in here either. Just reach in with the fingers, kind of squeeze off the albumin. And there we go. This is also a good recipe to do that with. because since I'm not whisking the egg whites for air, I'm not going to mess myself up if I have any little tiny bits of yolk in this. It's not going to throw my recipe off. Um, so good one to practice on. I'm going to turn these lights on. It's kind of dim over here. Oh wow, I feel like walking around and doing it. You just got to rinse off your hands so you don't have egg goo on them. But yeah, so I'm just going to throw that egg right into my dries and get that all mixed together until it just forms kind of a little bit of a dough. I also have a little bit of vanilla for flavor. Um, you could do whatever flavoring you like, but sticking with vanilla for this one. And I just have my whisk here. You could also do this with just a fork if you didn't have a whisk. Just gonna keep bringing all the dry down into my wet, get that incorporated. I got plenty of time. My oven is only halfway there, so cool. And this is just kind of a gooey, chocolatey blob now. Right? That looks like a cookie, right? And my last night, so I was reading recipes, they're like, you could put raisins in this. Well, raisins have their place, and that place is oatmeal, not cookies. So I'm just going to measure out a few of these chocolate chips, and the rest, these are for snacking, right? It's the benefit of being the cook, you get to snack along the way. Cool, so that is just a kind of thick, gooey mixture. I'm gonna clean off my whisk, and then I'm just gonna use a spoon on these and get them onto my prepared sheet tray. I might actually need 2 sheet trays for this. No matter how much I prepare, I am always just a little bit not quite all the way there. Thought I had everything, I went through, and then I'm like, this is probably gonna make 8 to 10 cookies, and they're probably gonna spread because they are pretty loose. So, yeah, may need 8 of it. Oh, you know what? It'd be a good idea if I had washed off this measuring cup, or had that ready, didn't put it in the sink. I could have just used that for scooping up my cookies. Look, can you turn that light on while you're here? It's the only one over there. Yeah, thank you. See, now I don't even have to get another thing dirty. See, I would do one ginormous cookie, but I wouldn't know how long to bake it. I don't know how to play with the textures. I don't know. I'll try it next time. I probably won't, because I probably won't make these again for a long time. But it's an idea. It's not like a pizookie. Like if you make a big, huge batch of chocolate chip cookie dough, you can just throw that in a cast iron and cook the whole thing. Yeah, it's about right. I'm gonna do drops like that, and I don't want to crowd them because they are probably going to spread since it's pretty loose. We gotta share. We're doing portion control. I've seen you, Emil, doing all your meal prep stuff. One cookie doesn't really fit in with the meal prepping. I am running on low today because I am trying to do 2-day partial fasting because it's supposed to be good for you. And I don't know. I've done it before. It's not the hardest thing to do. So I'm trying to keep myself to 600 calories today, which means that taste testing is going to be my mark. Can't really eat lay cookies on that day. So these are bigger than I probably should have done. I'm just going to throw 5 on here. And hopefully they don't spread too much on me. So instead of doing a second cookie tray, since I only have a few left, that did beat. I'm just going to throw these right in. And those should go for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12. But since I've got a convection oven, it's probably going to be on the shorter side. Oh, no great quality from the car. Still chat though. I always listen to Robo's streams on my phone because I need to mute them because I can't get spoilers for the TNT campaign he's running. Oh, go and check out Featherfall. Robo plays D&D Descent to Avernus on Wednesdays. That's why I just mute it and I'll read the chat and I sass you from the chat. So now that those are in, I'm going to use those egg yolks that I just dropped right into my saucepan, and I'm going to start that curd. Because I'm making chocolate cookies, I wanted to make not lemon curd because I just didn't think it would be the best combination. And we had a bunch of French oranges. Again, thanks to Teo. Thank you for dropping by some oranges on the porch. That was super nice. So I have squeezed some fresh orange juice and also some lemon. Just I do want it a little bit tart, but I want orange to be my main flavor. So this is probably like 90% orange and 10% lemon. To my egg yolks, I'm going to throw in my sugar and salt, which I have already measured out. You can really make curd with any sort of citrus that you like. The recipe pretty much stays the same, but for this one, since the orange is less sharp, I did add some of that lemon in there as well, just to bring out some of that sour sharpness. And then I've got some zest that I just scraped off the same one that I juiced. Curd. Curd is just like, it's kind of like a thick citrus sauce. Like, almost think like a citrusy custard, because that's pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just cooking sugar and egg and citrus juice to make a goop, like a fruit syrup. But instead of syrup where it's just cooked down sugar, it's got the egg yolks in there to do the thickening. So kind of like a citrusy custard. If you've ever had lemon bars, a lot of times they'll make a lemon curd and that lemon goo on top is a lemon curd. And I will throw my juice in there. Rinse this off. So a lot of recipes you might see will say to do this on a double boiler so you don't get direct heat. I was going to use that same whisk, but I guess I can use this. So you don't get direct heat on this. It's kind of like, it's just a safety precaution because you don't want to heat those egg yolks too quickly because you don't want to scramble them. You don't want to cook them. You want to cook them slowly, gently, so they just thicken your entire thing instead of becoming scrambled eggs. If you've ever had like a creme brulee or a custard that was grainy, it was probably because they cooked it too fast or too harshly, and they scrambled their eggs. And no one wants that. Not, as Mr. Brown would say, good eats. I'm excited that there are new episodes of Good Eats coming out. I'll actually have something on Food Network to watch again. So that is just going to heat slowly. Pull this a little closer so I can see the chat. Still has old title. Huh, I changed it to say cookies and curd. I don't know. Yeah, Mark says like sometimes it doesn't show up right away. So I did change it, but maybe it just hasn't updated itself quite yet. Cookies are mine. Oh, cool. I just had to hover over it, right? As soon as it got called out, it fixed itself. So yeah, since I'm not doing this on the double boiler, which is just a second pan set on top of here, you cook it with water in the bottom pan, so you're not getting direct heat. I'm just going to cook it straight on the hob and keep it moving around so I don't scramble my eggs. I'm just going to sit here and get my workout in. It's going to go. And be careful of this. You might walk away and think you have a chance to do something else, but you will walk away and it will be cooked in a second if you are not careful. This is also a pretty small amount of curd since this was a small recipe. I would usually do about double or more this amount of curd, but since it's a small amount, it should go pretty quickly. Hopefully in the 10 minutes that my cookies are baking. If I do have to pull these cookies out while I'm still stirring, I need to find a place to put them. So I should probably move this pan that I put dinner in earlier. Then of course, so I'm going to turn this way down so I can move this. There we go. Now I'm going to put my cookies. Yelling in. Oh, yeah. No paying attention to your partner playing video games in the other room while making curd. I lost the train of thought. Right. What I was saying, if you've ever had a custard or a creme brulee or something that was curdled and tastes like eggs, yeah, it's because they cooked too quickly and it was not tasty. I did finish that thought, didn't I? I believe that word. Mark actually managed to score a goal, apparently. Good for him. So all at once, you will see this start to get thicker, like when you first start stirring, you can see the bottom of the pan really clearly and easily. And as you keep going, it'll stop being so liquid, it'll start coming together. You know it is done when you put a spoon into it. I've done it a bunch of times. Wow, I'm cooking something that I've actually done before, which is crazy, right? Getting foamy on me also. But yeah, you'll know it's done officially if you stick a spoon in it. I should probably demonstrate so you can see. So if you just stir it with something like this and run your finger down the back, it will leave a trail. So there should be, it's hard to see, but it's also my good taste check. Ooh, that orange is pretty good. Those are good oranges. Thank you, Caleb. Remember, I'm not touching things with this finger because it's in my mouth. It's not quite as thick as I want it because I turned the heat way down. Turn it up a little bit and keep stirring quickly. But it's almost done. It's almost there. And it's not going to be completely thick. Once you put it in the fridge, it will thicken up some more. So don't worry too much. It's already delicious. I mean, what's not to like? It's citrus juice and oh, you see it's already decided to just suddenly come up on me. So I don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to turn it off and let the residual heat finish cooking it for me. And then I do have one more ingredient, which is just soft butter that I put out. And just the residual heat in here will melt the butter down in, and that just serves to give it more of a silky, glossy finish texture, better mouthfeel. If you don't want to know what to do with curds, I mean, it's great on like pancakes or waffles instead of syrup. It is great as a filler in between cakes because, again, it's very sharp, it's sour. This one not so much because the orange, but if you do like a lemon or like my favorite is grapefruit for this actually, great as a filler between layers of cakes because it just gives you that bright interruption in the middle of a sweet cake, so you're not just getting sweet on sweet on sweet. Great for kids' birthday cakes. So you grow up, you probably don't like so much sweet, but if you do, I mean, make the cake the way you want to. So my last insurance policy, as I have seconds left, is just a sieve into a bowl. And I'll do this in just a sec. But in case you did get any scrambled bits of egg, or if you care and want to get those pieces of your zest out of here, now that you've gotten all the flavor out of them, then you would just throw it through a sieve, and that will help just serve as your little safety policy. Look at these. These are pretty big, but they're going to be lovely and chewy. They just kind of crackle as you poke them. Those are going to be real good. I'm sure Mark will be excited to dig into those in just a second. I'll give them a slight chance to cool. So I'm just going to run this curd through the sieve into a container that I'm going to throw right in the fridge. And if you've done it right, you're not going to have any egg bits. Hopefully. Always a chance. Just push that right through. And there we go. It's like a syrup right now, but it'll thicken up in the fridge a little bit. That's also great on ice cream, like vanilla ice cream, or this would even go fine on chocolate, since the orange and chocolate is a lovely classic combination. Cool. I'm just gonna toss that right in the fridge. Hopefully I have lid. I wish I had some to show you, but well, whatever. Wash up real quick. And I think that is just about. Oh. Alright, that could be all for me, but I bet he'll sneak one while I'm asleep tonight because I'm not eating him today, because we're on the fast day. Right.
That might go in.
Let's get a metal spatula to get these off. Still hot. Very hot. I'd actually prefer to do these on parchment next time because I can just lift that whole. I mean, I could just lift this silpat up. They are kind of delicate. Just gonna throw it on a rack. Right there. My nice, lovely, delicate chocolate cookie. And they'll come off the rack easier after you let them cool a little bit. Well, that's what you like. That's sugar and chocolate. So, that was my one little treat for the day. That was just sparkly water. Ooh, Adobe was updated. Exciting. Cool. So, that's about it. Was that a good enough answer on what curd is, detector? Oh. So, awesome. Looks like someone learned something at least, and that's really all I can ask for. Um, Good. So if anyone has any questions, I can stick around for a minute as I get the rest of these off and onto a rack. But that's really all I have for you. I'm not eating it right now, but I will assure you it's good enough to eat. Should roll some ending credits right now. You know what? I'm just going to lift this entire thing. Perfect. Now I can grab another one to throw the rest of these in here. The rest of these being all 2 of them. Although I could make them a little bit smaller, it would also make them easier to get off of the silpat. Yeah, the recipe things that I was looking at said that a 1 egg white, the single recipe, would make 6 cookies or so. So since I did a double recipe and only got 7 cookies, they're probably a little big. This last one doesn't look like it's going to have any chocolate chips. Oh no. You know what? That's why we have those extra snackin' chips. I can just sprinkle a couple on top. Right, easy peasy. Not going to change anything significant for me. I kind of want to make Florentines now. They're kind of like a Florentine cookie. They're a little chewy and lacy. Those are more of a caramel type cookie dough. Watch that. Yeah, I'm still going to use it. Snack and chips. Get a couple right on top there. Going through that in the oven. There we go. Just resisting eating some more of those. Yeah, you could put the curd on these cookies. They're dry, they're crunchy. I mean, the egg white makes them a little meringue. They're not fluffed up because I didn't aerate it, but it's still got that crispy kind of texture. So the soft curd, once it's cool, would go pretty good on those. That's why I did the orange instead of a lemon. Like most people probably would have been more familiar with. You can do curds with non-citrus too. Like I've made it with kiwis before. Makes it a lovely light green one. Passion fruit is a real good one. It's real sharp. Kumquats, although I'd hate to squeeze the juice out of the kumquats. That would take a day and a half by itself. So if you can find kumquat juice, that should make Mark come over ahead and eat one. He's not paying attention. Whatevs. I'm going to sign out before the 30-minute mark just so it uploads to YouTube nice and easy. Yeah. But thanks everyone for giving me some inspiration for this. I will always try to take your suggestions into account. If you have something you want me to cook, just let me know and I will try to figure it out. I think I had a request for something savory next week, so something healthier maybe, which will be good because then I could make it and eat it. It's always good. Yeah, so keep those suggestions coming. And yeah, thanks for everyone new who was able to tune in. Till next time, guys. It was good enough to eat.